welcome back to Ozzy and his Crazy Cow. Today we're going to do a comparison video of the PlayStation 2 controller and the PlayStation 4 controller. And first off, I am using Photo Booth. Well, I'm using QuickTime Player to record and Photo Booth to do my face on. And instead of using my iPod that I have got so cute. So yeah, first and second thing, let's get straight into it. So this, so the PlayStation 2 controller and the PlayStation 4 controller. The first off is this bit, the arrow keys here. These arrow keys are kind of like slanted downwards, and the little arrow, hopefully you can see this, the little arrow above it, look like that's quite easy to see, is like built in, like it's kind of like daggered down. And with this one, it's basically for the arrows, they're like across and then diagonal, not just like a diagonal downwards, and they have the arrows painted on them, or some kind of plastic. And yeah, and now for the kind of circle bit around it, is on the PlayStation controller, it's kind of smooth, like it's really smooth around it, and it's kind of built on it like a piece of plastic like put on it. And then with this one, it's more kind of like more rough plastic, and it's more cheap plastic basically. Moving on, the analog stick on the PlayStation 2 controller and analog sticks, they're kind of like built in like that, and they don't have they're kind of rough on it, so it's got some grip. And yeah, so and it's not really much to the PlayStation 2 controller analog sticks, but with the PlayStation 4 ones, there's a lot more to it. Around it, it's curved, so like slanted around it, and that's quite cool. The analog stick is built in with a circle bit, and that I just find that really cool. In it is just the same, just black, and yeah, but same on both PlayStation 4 analog sticks. And now the buttons. Well, yeah, some of the buttons on the PlayStation 2 controller. There is a select, a start, and an analog. So yeah, we're just doing these buttons now. Select, start, and analog. The analog is just to, it just makes a little light here. And on your PlayStation, if you go on to settings, that will be used by starting the PlayStation with no disc in, and then it will just come up with that. And then you'll find it in like loads of the settings, and it's quite hard to find, but yeah. And the analog, and it says like controller using, and it will say analog controller, and that'll be the controller that basically starts off the game. And then with so it's got these, and select is in-game use. It's to maybe start the game, to select something like it says, usually just to do that. Start is usually to start the game, or start or select to start the game. That's basically that. But with this, it just automatically starts, so you just press X to start it. Also with the PlayStation 2 ones, but with the controller, you just have extra buttons. And on the PlayStation 4 one, you have a little speaker bit here. Oh God, turning on. Oh my God. Oh my God. The light is staying on. Illuminati. Okay, it has a little PlayStation button that I accidentally pressed, and it will turn on your controller, and basically that will scan to your PlayStation, and if it finds it, it will turn it on and you'll be able to use it. I'm not sure if it's found it, I think it has. I don't know. And it also struggles to find it even when it's a meter away sometimes, because got a sofa and the sofa's usually in the way. Yeah, there's a little speaker that I've already said. The big button. The big button, most people don't know what it's used for. It's either used for in-game use or for typing. For typing, you can basically hold it down, and because you can hold it and then you can move it, kind of move it around a little bit. And that's what you use to do it. Well, that's what I use. You don't usually press, you either press it or you just hover on top of it, like just do this. And yeah, and it's also for in-game use. You've got the share button. Oh, those who don't have a PlayStation might know this, but the share button is basically to broadcast or to take a screenshot of it. And you've got options. I think that just pauses the game, and so that's in-game use. And also, I think it's got some out of game use. Now moving on to the R1 and the L2 and the L1 and the L2. Sorry, that wasn't in, but never mind. On the PlayStation 2 controller, it's kind of both pressy, but the R2 and the L2 are bigger than the previous ones. Not much to it, like the analog sticks. Yeah, so, and yeah, it's just pressy ones. Whether with the PlayStation 4 controllers, like usual, there's a lot more to it. They're kind of rough, and yeah, they're kind of roughy, and they press, and they're more like, got some launch into it, and it gets stiffer and stiffer, only like a little bit though. And then there's a bar, and then it has the L1s and the R1s, and they're curved, not just straight like that. They are curved and they are rough as well. The button name, the L2, is built in, but it can't. It's just very hard to feel, probably because your finger is bigger than that. That is designed that way. It's not just. And then on these ones you can really feel it. On these ones you can quite feel it. Finally, moving on to the triangle, square, circle, and X. So same kind of features on all of them. Whether on the PlayStation 2 one, it has kind of a plus on these, kind of a big plus thing around it, and same on these ones. Forgot to say that. On this, it's just a really smooth circle around it. It's flashing, probably because I'm pressing R2. And now on to this bit. The PlayStation 2 has a cord, and the PlayStation 4 is chargeable, so it's got a little cord thing here. It has like a little cord hole in it, and the scan thing, so it can scan it, colour scan, and that's all that bit. And yes, that's all the buttons and scan things and that, and how it's used. And yeah, and for the PlayStation 2, it has a little, or big thing that you plug into it instead of just scan. And final thing is what it looks like on the bottom. This is the PlayStation 4. For the PlayStation 4, it's really kind of curved and more like really smooth and HD and everything. Saying HD because it looks really cool. And it's just really nice to hold. It's not like out of place or anything. Whether with the PlayStation 2 controller, you can see the analog stick thing, and it's quite little. Well, compared to this, it's not as spread out. Like for this, I'll be holding it like this, and for this one, I'm more like this. Like I can do it like that, and it'll be more like comfortable. Although for the PlayStation 4, you do have to have quite long with thumbs. Have to be like quite long and just stretch out. Whether for the PlayStation 2, you can just be like, yeah. Yeah. So it's quite like really curved here. So it'll be like standing. It's quite standing out this bit. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of a PlayStation 2 controller. And then with this, it's more like curved and all bumpy. Not really bumpy, just like if you put it along, it's quite nice. And then it's got the barcode. And on this one, it's got kind of like some writing, but like built-in writing. It's harder to see. So some people might want to read that to like see the information or something. You have to have a light for it and the cord. And yeah, but the reason why, and mostly for the PlayStation 4 ones, oh yeah, and I just forgot, it's got another hole here to, I think that one's for extension, that's it. An extension bit like on the Xbox One controller, it's got that. It's so you can have like the buttons a bit downwards and still have the headphones. And then they're both for headphones, both the buttons, so both the holes. This one is like a circle one, so if you can just put it in, and then this one is kind of like a little pad thing, and then you have the thing out. I don't know why you use that, because this just works like that. And my PlayStation came with a mono headset, so I don't really need a headset anymore. And yeah, so I just forgot that. And the PlayStation 2 one has nothing, because it's quite small, it doesn't have space. So yeah, it's mostly been good things for the PlayStation 4 and bad things for the PlayStation 2. Mostly that, but you have to admit the PlayStation 2 was the main PlayStation thing, and it's just quite old. Technology was just starting around those days. I've got loads of 80s games. They're so fun, but so bad. Literally, the graphics are so bad. Just pixelated. Well, all games are pixelated, but really thick pixels. And with this one, it's just like new, and you know when you yeah, a 3D printer, that's it. When you get like 3D printed models and it's all like really like nice and curved. It's a bit like with this one. It's quite nice. And then with this, it's got like smooth plastic and then rough, and then it goes on to rough, smooth, rough, and then you see the line. That I think is a downfall with it. It's got like a big line there and that's quite visible. Yeah, and can't wait for the PlayStation 5. That's all I've really got for you today. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Yeah, goodbye.